Live from the AOK Production House, studio number 2. I'm Nick O'Kelly.
I'm Derek Daisy.
And you're listening to the Echo Radio Show. If you weren't sure by the way the song is written, but
I think
it's pretty self-explanatory.
It's pretty obvious. But if you need things explained to you, we're here to do that.
Oh boy! Well, Derek, we've got another special guest tonight.
Yeah,
Heather Whitney.
Woo!
Now listen, here's the thing.
Okay.
She is our first country music artist on this show.
I know. Well, yeah.
This is like a landmark episode for us.
Yes.
So, singer-songwriter Heather Whitney, she comes from a small one red light town deep in the pines of southeast Texas, where the mosquitoes are big. I love this. But her love for music is much bigger.
Thank goodness.
Her newest album is called Moving On. It's full of love, heartbreak, and you guessed it, moving on. It's everything she's lived for, felt and overcame while in the studio, and we can't wait to hear about it here at To The Echo. Welcome in, Heather Whitney. How are you?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So, Heather, like we just said, you are our first country music star here on the radio show, and we're so excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Well, I feel honored and special.
And not only that, you're also the first one from Texas.
Yeah.
This is exciting. We've had a lot of people from...
Well, this is a double whammy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
We've had people from Oregon, California,
Italy, North Carolina,
New York. We're going to get a map here in the studio, and we're going to put your name all over Texas.
In Texas, that's it.
Yes, I love it.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a singer-songwriter. Who is Heather Whitney? How'd you get into music? What do you do for music? Go for it.
Boom.
Well, I'm a mom to 2 little girls. I songwrite and sing on the side. I worked at a local tax office here in the little bitty town of Newton. And then my grandpa always had this golf tournament that he had every year, and we booked Johnny Lee one year for the entertainment, and I ended up getting on stage and singing with Johnny, and it just went from there. I just reached out to him the next day and was like, hey, what do I need to do to, get in the studio or like pursue this type of career? What do you think I should do? So he hooked me up with Buddy, and I went out to Nashville and recorded 2 songs, and we were kind of like, feeling it a lot. And then we decided to do a whole album, and now here I am.
Boom.
Boom.
That's
I like
it.
that.
Yeah, she is. Boom.
So Nashville. Now you said you recorded 2 songs in Nashville. Is that's a prior release, or is that this release?
No, this is they're on the album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it developed from 2 songs to a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went out there. Johnny was like, Heather, just go out there and, we'll do them 2 songs and we'll see where it goes. And if it sucks, then we'll hang it up. And if it don't, then we'll keep going.
Huh.
So
Now I have to assume. Well,
what,
from my perspective, it doesn't suck.
Yeah,
but I have.
I mean-
when did you make that determination that hey, it doesn't suck? I guess we'll keep going.
We don't suck. This is good.
No, like everybody was like, wow, she wrote those songs, and wow, she sounds so good, and wow, it's kind of like she's already been in the, this is her first time in the studio, and so, I guess from all those wows and all those questions of really your first time, huh? And I was like, yeah. So that's kind of, people telling you that you're doing good, and that's kind of just where the decision came from. And Johnny was like, heck yeah, let's keep going. You got something, girl.
You were playing a little Texas Hold'em there.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't sure if you were bluffing or if you were the real deal, right?
Hey.
Yeah, well, whenever I sang with Johnny Lee, I had my phone out. It's so unprofessional, and I was like reading the words, and I kind of messed up a little bit. My nerves were horrible.
Oh.
But even though like all those things were horrible about that day, it's like the day that made me feel like, hey, you know what? This ain't that bad. I might want to do this. Like, I might want to pursue a career. I've always loved singing, and I've always liked writing music. So I was like, this might be my thing.
I have to ask. So when you so you write your songs, you take them to Nashville, and then is it the kind of the normal typical setup where you go in there? There's a bunch of studio musicians ready to go. They're like, all right, give us the lead sheets, let's do this. Producer's like, all right, great, let's hear the song. You play it once, they're like, great, we got it, let's do it, let's cut it, and then you just boom, knock it out.
Yeah, it is exactly like that. And it's like the first time I did that, I was like, whenever I did my first song, I was like, wow, these guys, I mean, they picked it up the first time.
Yeah.
And they'll make like minor changes, and I'm like, what did you even hear wrong with that? But, you know, they have their talent in their ear, and, you know, everyone's their worst critic. There was stuff that I picked out of my own album that I couldn't stand, and I made a special trip just to go back to Nashville and change, you know, the things that just stuck out that were sore thumbs to me. So
thank goodness you did that, because there's nothing worse than go listening to your album, like your own album, 2-3 years later, and you're like, gosh darn it! Why did I let that slide?
Yeah. Why did I leave that frog in the background? It's horrible.
Right.
If only I could have had a little more cowbell.
Yeah, just turn it up a little bit more. Now, what's your process? Like when you write a song, like what do you lock yourself in a room? Do you?
No.
Okay, all right.
In a dungeon?
No, it's just complete. No, yes, because I'm the dragon lady. No, it's just completely spontaneous. I don't make a set time to write. I don't, you know, just if something pops in my head, I'll stop and I'll write down, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, sometimes I have to come back to a song. I won't be able to finish it, you know, within the first set. But, you know, I got that one part, and, you know, I just have to make it all go together and flow. And I don't know. It's really hard everyone's songwriting is different, you know?
Yeah. Well, do you just like kind of write the lyrics and sing it out loud? Do you get to an instrument, start with the music first?
Normally it's the lyrics, and I kind of sing them in the tune.
Oh, cool.
I don't. It's weird because I don't play an instrument. I'm actually learning how to play the guitar right now, and
nice.
You know, that's actually pretty painful. Like the fingers really hurt.
Yes.
Everyone's always told me that, and I was like, yeah.
No, it hurts.
But now I'm like, yeah.
Like,
get it.
I used to teach guitar, and there would be so many times where I'd have like a little 7-year-old, like wide-eyed innocent. He's like, I can't wait to play guitar. And
just like that.
Like 5 minutes into the lesson, he hands the guitar to his dad. He's like, I'm out. I'm done. I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
So,
and the dad's like, I paid $5,000 for that guitar.
You're gonna do this guitar. How long have you been practicing the guitar?
Literally 2 weeks.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
2 weeks. I'm like super fresh.
All right. What chords? E minor, E major, A minor, A?
You know, I just learned chords at my last one. I know one's an E minor.
Yes.
And then there's A and D, but I can't remember, like, the other word for it. It's like A something and D something.
A suspended.
We here at the at To The Echo Radio Show want to give you a round of applause.
Yeah! It's great to see you. That's awesome.
Yeah, picking that up. Now, for country, you're going to need to learn D minor and, I don't know, C.
Yeah, you're going to need to know like 3 more chords, and then that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, well, we got to take our time.
Yeah, right. 1 chord a year. Then that'll develop the album, of course.
That type of stuff. 1 chord a year, definitely.
So when you sing, do you record your like your ideas like into like a voice memo, like or
when I'm driving? When I am driving, I do that. But most of the time, I can just somewhere I can write it down.
Yeah.
But I've actually learned that just having one notebook to do that in is pretty good. Because you might lose something.
Wow, very good.
Learn my lesson with that. But anyway, for the most part, it's just my notebook and then on like a voice memo on my phone. Do
you have an iPhone by chance?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna.
Who doesn't have an iPhone?
Well, I mean, I'm a very big Apple fan.
I was about to say, well, you're talking to the right team here because we're huge Mac fans.
I'm asking because I was going to make a suggestion. There's an app that Apple makes called Music Memos, and when you sing into it and record your idea, it tries to figure out the chord that would go best with the melody that you're playing, so that if you're singing these ideas down and as you start to learn guitar, it'll kind of point you in the right direction to what chords you could be playing. to your song. It's really, really cool. That's where I do all my ideas.
Yep.
Just music memos. I start there and take it further.
Free app, right?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, free.
It's totally free.
Yep.
It's made by Apple. It's awesome. Like, totally. If you're just doing voice memos, get music memos. It's essentially the same thing, except it'll add a bass part and a drum part to your melody. It's weird. It's really cool.
You didn't know you were going to get a suggestion when you came on this show.
Sorry, I have to tell you.
Well, I'll definitely check it out.
So, I have had the pleasure of going through the Houston airport. But that's
how lovely is that? I hear it's magical this time of year.
It was massive. I can say that. But that's been my only soiree into into Texas. How is Texas? I mean, what's it like down there?
Yeah.
It's really hot.
Oh.
But I mean, it's nice people. Nice people. Bar scene for sure. Southern hospitality and major accent.
Nice.
Do you play out a lot? Do you play around in some live venues at all?
No, there's really like you have dance halls and then you have bars and you have that's really all you got.
Oh.
I mean, there's like a few like where I'm from. There's like a few bars that you can like do acoustic sets and that's it.
So let me ask you this: 2 questions here. First of all, do you have cowboy boots and a hat, and do you line dance?
Yes, I have cowboy boots and a hat, and I do line dance when I know the line dance.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Nick, no, and no. I don't do any of that. I don't have cowboy boots or a hat.
I have a hat.
Dance.
I do have a hat.
Yeah. You have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a Garth Brooks fan, so he came.
Oh, yeah.
He came through Charleston, so I had to get a hat just to go to the concert.
Yeah, you're not allowed in. Yeah, without a hat. Wow. So when you play out, do you have folks that you play with? You have a band, or do you have like a guy who plays acoustic guitar with you? Or what's going on?
I just recently got a guy that is going to start playing for me, like for acoustic sets, and then Johnny Lee's band will be a little free here in the future, and they have offered to cover me if I ever need a band. So I've been just trying to book shows and stuff and get all that lined out.
Yeah.
Now, you said he's your producer, is that correct?
Buddy Hyatt is out of Nashville.
Okay, so Buddy's in Nashville, and Johnny is
Yes.
near you in Texas, or are they both in Nashville?
Well, Johnny Lee, the urban cowboy, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, very cool.
He's just like he's a family friend, so.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's his band that is on your album?
Is his song on the album?
No. His band. Is his band playing with you on the album? Is that what you said?
No, they were just some guys that Buddy put up together.
Oh, okay.
When just for the session.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them were actually, one of the guitar players on my album actually plays a lot for George Strait.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah, they're just like super phenomenal, like artists, like musicians, like great.
What was your favorite part of Nashville?
Yeah.
I really, really, really enjoyed Broadway. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Just all the live music and, the atmosphere is fun, and that's just pretty much what I loved. And, I mean, I went to some of the museums, too, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
But I think I had the most fun and fascination on Broadway.
The irony of Nashville is all the musicians who live there to make it typically are touring outside of Nashville and they never play in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Well, there's just so much live music there
Yeah.
already, so.
Yeah. They're like, we got to go somewhere else, dude. Yeah, we got a buddy from college. That's all I see him all over the country. And he's like, all right, I'm playing my one show in Nashville this year.
I did go to Nashville once, and I thought the funniest thing was they have a scale Parthenon in the middle of the town. Like the Greek Parthenon. It's in the middle of Nashville. And so we're walking around Nashville. I went with my high school band on a trip. And
Nerd alert! Nerd!
We're like,
No.
what is there to see? You know, we went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. We went to the Grand Ole Opry, the Opryland Hotel.
Yeah.
And then we're just kind of walking around, and boom, there's a life-size model of the Parthenon right there in a big park.
Wow.
So that was cool.
Yeah. So you're a mother of two. How old are the little ones?
Presley is 2, and McKinley is 7.
Wow. Man, so you got 2 under your, like, I got 1, and she's a year and a half, and she is a stubborn, and she's gonna be a musician, like, through and through. She won't leave me alone when I'm doing my music. She is in the room, drumsticks in hand, like, what do you want, Pops?
She says that too.
Yeah,
Pops.
yeah. I mean, yeah. You know. Are the so the 7-year-old, is she or is it a girl? 2 girls, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
both of them are girls.
Yeah. Any interest in music because of Ma?
Oh yeah, they both like love music. My 3-year-old, I said 2, but she's actually 3.
Oh,
Time
3.
flies
Oh,
by so fast, but yeah, 3. Bad call moment, whatever.
Tomato, whatever. You know, it's fine. Hey.
Yeah. No big
but
deal.
anyways, she loves music. And she actually knows pretty much every word to Bye 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 You on my album.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's that's great.
So, but how long have you been writing?
I want to say that started when I was like 13.
13 years old.
Wow.
Which, I mean, those songs were horrible.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
You know, I'm going to take those to my grave.
well, you got to write your garbage to get to your good stuff, right?
That's right.
Right for the garbage. But I mean, it meant something to you then, though.
Yep.
I mean, you know, you're just
I get it.
well. Oh, I mean, I wrote a lot of garbage, but I was like, oh, my heart, like this girl doesn't like me. Why? And I write some pitiful, song, and yeah, and I couldn't sing back then either. It was pretty bad.
I wasn't the best singer either. I definitely have learned my voice.
Yeah. Were you choir chick in high school? Choir girl?
No, I really wasn't.
No? Good for you.
Yeah.
Our school was like so small, we didn't even have a choir actually.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I read in your bio that you're in a small town. So how small is...
Yes,
I grew up in a small town, so how small is small? I mean, it's Texas, so...
Let's just say when we got a Subway, we were like super excited.
Now, a Subway sandwiches or Subway, like a Subway in the ground? Because I mean, both I
No,
guess would
like
be.
Subway sandwiches.
Wow, we got a Subway! Yes!
They say it's always...
Yeah.
They say everything's bigger in Texas, so does your Subway sandwiches have like a 2-foot long?
Yeah, 2
or...
foot, 3 foot longs for $5.99?
No.
Oh, okay. Still the same. Okay, all right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Subway's, man, yeah, they got some good sandwiches.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one in a while.
I haven't been to Subway in a long
No,
time.
How about you? Have you been to a Subway lately? You're probably going to be
like last Wednesday.
Okay. All right. She's got the reward points. She's got the card that goes in there. Click, click. All right, you get a free sub every 10. No.
She's got her manager on speed dial. Why did you hook me up with these two?
Why are we talking about Subway? I'm sorry. I was interested.
We just want to know who you are.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Wow. So small town. So I mean, so that I'm assuming that means that there's like not a lot of franchises that make their way into the town. Then.
No, definitely not.
Wow.
And pretty much every restaurant that opens closes. It's just not. It's just not a booming town.
Well, that sounds like the place we're going to open our restaurant,
That's
Nick.
right.
We've always wanted to have a failing restaurant, so...
To the Echo Sub Shop.
Yeah, that's right. We'll go head-to-head with Subway.
Yes, that's right. So everybody knows everybody in your town. So how many people are your songs about? Do they all know your songs? Do they know that they're about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Is it
that small?
Is it if you have songs that you've written for folks that maybe aren't necessarily most flattering song for them. I don't know. Do these people that hear the song and they're like, yeah, that's
me.
Yeah, that's me. Are they proud about it?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure my ex has this time or two.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds nice.
Have you ever had a song written about you before?
I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Well, that's all right. Well, that's good.
All right. Well, Derek's on it.
No. I asked.
We'll send it to you tomorrow.
No, because somebody wrote a song about me, and it's weird because when you're a songwriter, you don't realize, you're just like, I'm just writing my feelings, man, and I'm just giving out songs left and right. This is for you. I like you. You write it, but then when they turn around and write something back, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, you'll probably someday you'll get a song, but
it goes something like this.
No, I'm not singing that. Come on.
Oh.
Heather,
We're going to the funeral.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah, no. That's probably what you'll get.
You think we're kidding, but no.
Yeah, well,
we are kidding.
Hopefully you don't get a terrible song like that. But I will say it is weird as an artist getting something done for you from an artist. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird as a talk show host getting somebody to do something for me, too.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Sometimes I get gifts. I'm just like, what's this?
Yeah.
I didn't order any macaroons.
Yeah. So she's...
Just kidding.
So Whitney's got a song.
Yes.
Yeah, she was... there is a reason why she's here. She's not here to listen to us be a dingus.
And, Heather, we want you to set this song up for us. Now, we spoke before the show. We were going to do a different song, but we talked about it, and it sounded like you connect with this one a little bit more. So tell me all about this song. Set it up for us, and then we're going to play it.
Okay. Well, it's a Movin On song. I wrote it on the way back from my grandparents. I had just talked my grandpa into a Rolex watch that he had that just sat in his safe. He never wore it. He always told me that's a man's watch. Well, I was like, well, you just put it on my manly little arm right here, and I'll support it real good.
Oh.
Anyways, I did. But anyways, like you can buy something and it just makes you feel like on top of the world. Like whenever you wear it, and you're like, oh yeah, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
That watch, I guess, just had me feeling brand new, and I was going through a really tough breakup at the time, and it just gave me the strength to move on, I guess, or feel like I could anyways, and that's where Movin On song pretty much came from. I was just looking at the watch, and this watch on my wrist is telling me it's time to let him go, just kind of popped into my head, and I just continue to write it from there. So,
wow, very cool.
Yeah.
there it is.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and play it on that note, and so this is Heather Whitney and the Movin On song on To the Echo radio show.
This watch on my wrist is telling me it's time to let him go. But if I know my heart, it's easier said than done when I see him walk out my door.
and that is the Movin' On song, Heather Whitney. And we have her here with us tonight. Heather, I love the song. Love it.
He does.
Thank you.
He had the line written down on a piece of paper, and he was waiting to show it to me. He said, I got a surprise for you, Derek. I was like, okay. So I've been sitting here, and then he just randomly, he pulled this up, and your song, what's it say, Nick?
Have a drink with me.
Have a drink with me.
I love it.
He just loved it so much. So I was like, okay. All right,
I did a little music video in here for Derek.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, when I think of a country artist, this is the kind of song I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
And I did my job.
yeah, that's right. No, I mean, it's a lot less pop country, where it's not so much pop with a twang. It's a country song,
Yeah.
There is the difference.
And that's something I wanted to ask you about because I'm a big country fan,
Yeah.
but more along the lines of 70s, 80s, early 90s country. I find that a lot of country these days. I mean, let's talk about Taylor Swift and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really more pop these days. It's
Yeah.
not really country.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the general landscape of country music?
I'm not really biased to any type of country. I do enjoy older country a lot more. It was just what I was raised on, but I'm
Yeah.
not against new country either, like the pop rock type of country that you hear on like the radio and stuff. But I just try to keep my music it's kind of like a mix between classical and the 90s.
Yeah. She knows how to sit on a fence.
Yeah.
She knows I'm getting pulled into this. Taylor Swift, if you're listening, girl, you just keep doing what you're doing.
You just do what you're doing out there.
That's right.
Shaking that picture or whatever it is. No, I mean it's not that it's not that it's bad. It's just that I have noticed a shift, I think, in what country music was and what you hear today on the radio.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah. It feels like even like for men who do country now, like I have a buddy who his favorite band was Matchbox 20. He and I went to high school together, and he was trying to do that pop rock thing for years. And then he was like, you know what? Darn it. I'm just going to go to pop country. And you know what? He has a song right now in the top 20 on a CMT.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
It's called Best Shot, Jimmy Allen. But, yeah, it's just, he's like, I just add a little twang. And he's got a bunch of, slide guitars in there just to make it, let's see, it's like, yeah, okay, it's country. But, I mean, you could just as easily take the slide guitars out and then it slide right into pop rock. But it's like, that's where the radio is.
It's like Darius Rucker.
Yeah. Exactly like Darius Rucker. It's weird. Like being Hootie and a Blowfish, be like, nah, all right, we're just going to do this country thing.
Fun fact, Darius said at a concert here in Charleston that his promoters will not let him do his solo country act in Charleston because they don't think it'll sell it out. But every time, Hootie has a yearly show here, and they sell out every single one of them.
Yeah.
But they won't let him come do his country act.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very strange.
Huh.
Well, anyway, the point being, I love the music. Now, you were saying something earlier today, Heather, that you said that you also have other writers as well. Do you have people that write a few of your other songs as well?
Yeah, I did choose. Buddy sent me a lot of songs, and I just kind of picked them. Just as he sent them, I would be like a definite no, and then I would keep coming a maybe. I didn't know how I felt about it, needed to listen to it a lot more, and then there were those that were just like, yeah. Like what the Whiskey said was definitely one of those like, yeah moments.
Mm-hmm.
But Bye Bye Bayou, it took me like 6 months to decide that, at first it was actually a no. And then Buddy kept, pushing it on me. He was like, Heather, it's a really good song. You need to keep it. And I was like, I don't know if that's like what I'm trying to, I don't know if I want it on my album or not.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyways, it took me months before I was like, yeah, let's try it. Let's go ahead and put it on there. It is fun. It's a dancing song.
Yeah.
It'll do well.
As long as I become a millionaire, I'll do it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, okay, so tell us about your release. It has actually been released already. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
March 9th. It released March 9th.
March
okay.
9th.
So,
All right,
very
recent.
cool.
Very cool.
So tell us all about the release of the CD in general, what you're doing to promote it.
I did have my release party. I had Johnny Lee. I opened for Johnny Lee that night.
Nice.
Mainly it's just like social media right now, and just like word of mouth goes like really far. So just anyone that I could possibly tell my music to about my music, that's pretty much all I'm doing right now.
You just got to get it out of that small town. That's the whole hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I hired Michael, to like get me out there a little bit more, because living in Newton is, you're so limited to what you can and can't do, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
How did you get hooked up with him? Did he find you?
No, actually, Cherish Lee, which is Johnny Lee's daughter, she was using him, and she went ahead and gave me his contact, and I just reached out to him, and he kind of gave me the rundown about what he, like what he does and stuff, and I hired him that day.
Wow.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's been great to contact. He's the one who put us in touch with you, and I mean, we got put on Indie Bible website, indiebible.com, and man, I think he was one of my first emails that day. He's like, "Hey, I got some people. I got someone I want to show you." I'm like, okay, all right. So I was like, "Here you go, Nick."
He sent us his entire catalog.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when we got put on Indie Bible, we got a lot of submissions.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. So if the listeners out there, if any of you are the artists that send us emails, we're going to get to all of you.
Yeah.
But anyway, amidst that large influx of artists was his entire catalog.
Yeah.
And then, so we hadn't had a chance to get to anybody on there, but then he sent me an email with your information a week ago, and I said, "Oh, let's bring her on, like, right now."
Yeah, Nick called me, so
She's
I
good.
found our next person where I'm getting her on him. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So you're the first of his group, just that you know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly thankful.
Yeah, and one of our big things that we like to do on the website, if you've ever stopped to theecho.com, is we post a blog post with your bio, with all the links to your social media, and I'm going to have your music video embedded there, Shut Up and Dance, and we have your song on the website, and then we also have an episode page where, again, we point to a lot of your stuff, so... Yeah, we'll do our best. Hopefully our listeners will go check you out, listen to your music.
Yes!
Yeah, it's on Spotify, I saw, if you're the streaming type. But let's be honest, we want the money. Buy the album. Support the album
That's
any
right.
way you can,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
I would appreciate it.
yeah, because all the money isn't going to a huge record company, right? You're not getting like 10 cents for every 10 albums. It's like, you get a little bigger cut than that. Where Spotify, for every 1,000 listens, you're like, all right, here's 5 cents.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's something I meant to ask. You're independent, right? Are you on a label technically?
Yeah. No, I'm completely independent.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. If you work that angle right, it can be a very profitable thing, and you get 100% control.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of grind and all that, but man, you can do it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't sell out.
Yeah. Unless it's like $5 million. No, if it's $5 million, Heather, listen. You got 2 little girls there. I would take the tour bus and tour the world and be famous.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. But
and if you get that $5 million, then just remember your friends at To the Echo.
To the Echo Radio Show. Hey, we're accepting donations.
I am.
We're the last people on her mind.
Yeah.
Any takers.
Well, Heather,
not a cheap career.
let me give you the opportunity then. Go ahead and promote yourself. Where can the listeners find you? Where do you spend most of your time on social media? Can they contact you? Just give a big plug for yourself here.
Yeah, you can contact me on any of my accounts, like any of my social media accounts. Everything is at Heather Whitney Music. My website is heatherwhitneymusic.com. That's all. I'll have like my shows posted and like merchandise and stuff. My Twitter account is at HWhitMusic because someone like already used Heather Whitney Music, and I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, I noticed that. I had to be careful because I typed
guys.
I typed in at Heather Whitney, and it was not, like, I was pretty sure that was not you. So I had to Google it.
Somebody's trying to be me already.
Yeah, that's too bad. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But I'm also on all major music outlets, Apple Play, Google Music. Apple Music. Google Play,
yeah, Google Play. Good.
Yeah, all the major.
Hey, we're Apple fans. Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Well, again, we'll have all the links on our website to get them to you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we wish you nothing but the best of luck with this album.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and being a part of the To the Echo radio show artist family.
Hey, y'all are fun, so I enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
yeah, and hey, if you ever got
I'm blushing.
I know, he is. He's just a big red strawberry over here. If you ever have a new single, you just tell Michael to reach out to us.
That's right. You're welcome on the show anytime. When you get
course.
another album out, just you let us know.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to promote you.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Excellent.
Well, Heather, then, and that being said, we're going to let you go. But thanks again. All the best to you and yours. And we hope to talk to you real soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be on the show and be the first country music artist.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. We'll get that map as soon as possible.
That's right. All right. Well, have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
See you, Heather.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, Derek, that's Heather Whitney.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm loving getting these guests on here.
I know, they're fun.
And hearing all about their lives and what they do, living down in Texas.
It's always a different story. I know we talk about that every week, but, it's really cool. Now we get to see a perspective of someone. She's like, I don't play guitar. She just started playing guitar 2 weeks ago. But she sings a melody, records it into her phone, and writes her lyrics down on a piece of paper, and she's able to bring these ideas to somewhere like Nashville, and they're like, all right, let's make it a song. And they do it like that. And
how amazing is that to go? I mean, we were talking about this a few minutes ago during the song, but it really is like a factory in some cases with Nashville, where you go in, these guys, that's a level of professionalism that I can't quite fathom.
Yeah, I mean, they know what to do. They all have worked together. They feel great. They're like, all right, let's cut the song. I mean, because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're a country singer-songwriter, you're not doing crazy chords and things like that. It's like a country song is pretty recognizable in the type of style it is.
Yep.
And these guys just know everything about everything, and they know how to jazz it up and make it.
And cool. we joke about it, but country, of course, it has its own sound, but there are real intricacies there.
Oh yeah.
That it's not as easy as it sounds.
No.
I mean,
I couldn't go into a studio and do that.
No,
crap.
And I mean, these guys, it's kind of like I'll liken it a little bit to gospel. You listen to it and you're like, yeah, that sounds. There's a lot of similarities, but when you really get down to we had a friend that did gospel music from college. When you really get down to the basics of it, there's some fantastic musicality.
Oh yeah,
and musicianship going on in this type of music. So to hear someone that said, "I brought in my lead sheets, 2 takes and we're done," kind of thing, she was probably being totally serious.
Oh, she was.
That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, we see it, hear about it. I've met a lot of musicians from Nashville, and they tell me about it. They work on the clock. I mean, 8 hours, we're in and out. That's it. 5 o'clock comes around, you're done. We're done. All right, see ya.
Because it's a union.
See you tomorrow.
Studio musicians, man, that's really, if you're going to be a musician, working, well, I mean, I think you kind of have to be in a union, number one, but that's really the gig to have.
If you're in Nashville, you have to.
Yeah, that's the gig to have, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be fantastic.
Yes.
But there's good money in that, and they make sure that you're not over. I mean, you work hard, but you're not overworked. Like, you've got that 8 hours, and, that's
those
it.
guys are having a good time. They get their breaks. It's very relaxed.
It's not like the post office.
No, not quite. How are they doing lately?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do have a P.O. box.
Why?
Well, because when we were in Germany, we had to have. I didn't have a house here. My wife sold her house.
Yeah.
So we had to have somewhere to get something sent, and we just decided it's really cheap. I have to be honest.
What is it? How much?
I think it's $30 for 3 months.
Oh, it's not that cheap.
So it's like
that's 3
6
months of Netflix.
I'm sorry, 6 months.
All right, well that's still 3
$5
months of Netflix.
a month, basically. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's you're renting a box, so you're gonna pay something.
Yeah, what the hell am I gonna do with a box? I got a mailbox. I got a mailbox in my house.
It's good for like packages.
Okay.
Because if you don't want it to just sit on your front porch,
right,
or something like that.
That's why I have machine guns and attack dogs. I don't know about you.
We had already paid before we got back for the next few months. That's why we have it. But I think we might keep it just for the sole purpose, like I said, that if you don't want something sitting outside, or if you don't want to give, for example, a credit card company or something, your home address.
Yeah, but you have to go to the post office to get your stuff. And remember that, though. I mean,
that's true. But the one that I go to, now the reason I do this, this is a local post office.
Yes.
A small, it's over on Lansing Road. You probably know it.
Maybe.
Very, very small place. And they're really super nice in there. Sometimes, because a lot of them are like a franchise type situation. Some of them are nice, and it's not the main post office where it's like a machine that's running in there. So I feel like I'm giving back to the community a little bit, I guess, even though I know it's all going to the federal government. But the point being that I like it. And they were super nice. They did not charge me to send our mail to Germany every month while we were there.
Okay. That was really
not that
nice.
I wanted to plug the...
Yeah.
I didn't want to plug the post. I don't get to talking about that.
We do whatever we want.
Post office, if you'd like to sponsor the show.
Yeah, United States government. Whatever.
Donald Trump, if you'd like to sponsor the show.
We will not take that endorsement. We will not, Nick. This is not your political show. You don't endorse your political show.
No, but it's just funny. When you think about, I don't even know, how do we get on? We need to reset.
Yeah, okay.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Please.
I don't know how we got onto the post office.
You trying to sell this thing to me?
No,
I'm not buying into the USPS, Nick. I'm out. UPS. FedEx.
We'll be right back at To The Echo Radio Show.
Tide Pod Zero. The same great look, the same great taste, but with 0 calories. Clean your clothes and clean your bowels with Tide Pod Zero.
Honey, I'm doing the laundry.
Do you mind if I have a Tide Pod Zero?
Sure.
So good. And 0 calories.
Tide Pod Zero. Color. Clean. 0.
Tide Pods are not meant to be eaten.
Why don't you look at me anymore?
What do I say? I better eat a Twixx.
I'm gay. Twixxx. 2018 is well underway for the Honda Pilot BT. We have 14 new models, 16 new colors, and all in stock.
Hi, I'm John of John's Honda and Pizza in Anchorage, Alaska. As owner, I've instructed my salespeople to sell everything we got for the sticker price.
No money down? Fine. Have bad credit? Right. We'll do whatever we gotta do to get you into a new Honda Pilot BT. Now standard with AC, with an estimated 15 miles city, 12-mile highway. Capable of carrying 10 bodies, dead or alive. All available now at John's Honda and Pizza in Anchorage, Alaska, near the Snowtime Civic Center.
And remember, if it's not on the sticker, don't bother asking for it.
Oh, man. Sorry, I just got out of the AOK Studio One.
Yeah, Studio One. Nice little quick run there.
Oh, my God. I drank like 2 huge bottles of water before.
Did you take a little Tide Pod Zero while you're in there?
I'm on a diet right now, Nick, and even with the 0 calories, I think this fake sugar in it or whatever is just going to mess me up, so no.
I'm loving these commercials. You ran away, but we did the Tide Pod Zero and Twixxx.
Why don't you look at me anymore?
You accidentally sent me a message that was supposed to go to your sister.
I know.
And I wasn't sure what you were talking about, but I was like, that must have been for his sister.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that is like an hour later, I'm listening through the audio clips and I realized she didn't say the line, "Why don't you look at me anymore?" And I was like, why didn't you do this line? And then I look and saw I sent it to you. I'm like,
I should have said something then, but I just assumed it was a mistake.
Yeah, she was quick to do it. My sister loves doing this stuff. My dad. So, a funny story. We got time for a story?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My dad, so I sent him all our commercials, because he doesn't really listen to the show. He doesn't have time, or he doesn't know where to find podcasts. Anyways, I sent him a commercial we haven't actually aired here. It's about a doctor who writes a book like cheating on your spouses.
Have I seen this?
Yeah, I sent it to you a while ago. My sisters both did it. Both of my sisters in this commercial.
Oh.
But it's like Dr. Jones or something.
Oh gosh, I think I've somehow that slipped through the cracks. We're gonna have to get that on here.
We'll get it on. But it was about cheating, and my dad and his girlfriend were on a bus on the way to the place, and they just thought it would be so funny to play that, and they did. And then as they're playing and they're laughing their butts off, they're looking around and they notice everybody in the van is very uncomfortable. And the reason is, like, a lot of them had cheated on each other and, like, reconciled. And it was just awkward.
Little Fleetwood Mac going on.
Yeah. And, like, they didn't realize it until they're halfway through the commercial. They're like, oh, this might not have been the best time to play this. Yeah. I was like, ooh, whoops. I'm glad. Like, I haven't even aired it yet. Dang. So you'll hear that at some point. But, yeah, I just, my dad, he gets my dark sense of humor, I guess. This was the first week that I opened it up to my family. Your family always knows we're doing shows, but I've really kept our show on the down low. Because, a lot of folks just see me as the songwriter, not this goofy dummy. And
yeah, but this plays into your songwriting a lot.
Well, we talk, like, when we talk to musicians and stuff, absolutely. But we have our joke commercials, and we have a lot of things that we joke about and talk about, and I think it paints me in a different light. But I just essentially thought to myself, you know what? This is out there. I don't want to hide it. So yeah. I just said, you know what, family? This is what I'm doing. We've been doing this for a couple months. If you don't like Family Guy and South Park, you probably don't want to listen to our show.
Did they like it?
I have no idea. I think a few people did and shared it.
Hi, family.
Yeah, hi. I never set out to offend people, but I definitely have a sense of humor, and I'm willing to push the boundaries on it. I don't, my sense of humor. I'm not a very politically charged.
We have the same sense of humor.
Yeah, we're not, I'm not politically charged.
I'm not on this show.
Yeah, you're not, but you are, like, in life, like, you care a little more about politics, and I don't. As much. So I'm willing to joke about those things in an aggressive manner, but ultimately I have no feelings, yay or nay.
But I have to be honest, it's been nice. I haven't done my other show in a while now.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on this one, it's been nice to kind of take a break. The Sit and Spin Radio Network is our network.
Yeah.
But it's been nice to kind of take a break from all of the the end of the world.
I know,
stuff.
but I'll tell you, dude, I did like 14 intros for that show.
And they're fantastic.
And it's going to be years before we ever hear them.
Well, I'll get back to it. It's just that, I want to try to put effort into this.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings when I used to do the show, I'm normally recording a commercial.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I've had a lot of fun doing the show so far.
Well, we're going to have a little fun doing something else.
Oh, here we go.
That's right. Here on To The Echo radio show, Derek Daisy is a big fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, I am. My favorite team.
You know what we're going to find out tonight, Derek?
What are we going to find out, Nick?
Is that who you really should be rooting for?
Yes.
Here on Who Should You Root For Game Show.
Oh. Wow.
I found this, and I won't tell you who I was supposed to root for until the end.
Okay.
But it was pretty pathetic. So we're going to find out.
Probably the Browns. Probably the Browns.
I'm not saying anything till the end.
Okay, all right.
All right, are you ready, Derek?
I'm ready, Nick. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Which music do you enjoy the most? Here's your choices. Jazz, folk, R&B, metal, country, alternative rock, rock and roll, or hip-hop?
Alternative.
All right, alternative rock. Very good. Next question. Which word describes you best? And here is your choices.
Okay.
Introvert, hardworking, outgoing, friendly, optimist, sophisticated, pessimist, or eccentric?
Ooh, introvert.
Really? All right.
I'm very introverted.
Okay.
I fake it, but like when I'm out for my job and out for this, I'm very active. But dude, I could lock myself in my house. You never see me again. I'd be all right.
I wish you could see the memes that go along with these questions. This one is a big fat guy eating a corn on the cob. And the question,
is that a picture of me?
It's pretty funny. The question is, what's your go-to food? Here's the choices: cheesesteak, pizza, bratwurst, chicken teriyaki, chowder, steak, burger, or a corned beef sandwich?
Oh, man, there's a lot of good ones on here.
I know.
But you know what?
Difficult.
I'm going to go with pizza because you're never disappointed by pizza.
That's right.
Like
Go with
steak,
pizza.
I've had bad steaks, but I rarely have bad pizza.
That's true. All right, next question.
I can't eat it, but...
This is a meme of, I don't know what show this is, but it's some sitcom. They're all dressed in Justice League outfits, and they're laughing. So these are just hilarious. Okay.
It's probably the Justice League movie.
So who, your favorite superhero is? I already know this one, but yeah, okay. It's Batman. I'm not even going to give the choices.
Yeah,
I know that.
It's
all
Batman.
Right.
Come on, get out of
Moving
here.
on. What's your favorite traveling destination? And here are your choices.
Okay.
Well, here we go. Netherlands.
Yep.
Germany. Italy. Mexico. Japan. France. The Caribbean. Or rather stay home.
Out of those, rather stay home.
All right.
France can suck.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd... But anyway. Okay, moving on. Besides,
Well, there goes all our France fans.
Besides football,
Okay.
which sport do you like the most? And here's your choices.
All right.
Basketball, baseball,
No.
MMA, golf, NASCAR, hockey, boxing, or soccer?
I don't care about any of those, but I used to play baseball, so I'll go with baseball.
Baseball it is.
Little League, yeah.
All right. All right, a few more here.
That's fine.
Who is your favorite late-night talk show host? And here's the options.
Cool.
Stephen Colbert, Ellen DeGeneres, although she's not late night.
Yeah,
so.
at all.
John Oliver, Chelsea Handler, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, or James Corden?
Conan O'Brien.
Me too. Yeah. He stands out above all those, I think.
I mean, they're all fine, but I just think he's the most infectious.
All right, I'm interested to hear your answer to this one. Actually, I think I know what it is.
Okay.
If you could only play one video game for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
only one,
Yeah.
which would it be? Here's the options.
Okay.
FIFA, Call of Duty,
Madden.
The Sims, Matt, that's on here.
All right, keep going.
But well, hold on. Crash Bandicoot,
Okay.
Solitaire, GTA, Grand Theft Auto, Super Mario, or Madden.
I'm gonna go with Madden because Madden. I zone out for like 6 months out of the year and play that game every night. I'd get more money.
That's what I figured it would be
out of that game than I do anything.
Yeah, okay.
Or, like the best bang for my money.
That's what I thought you'd say. But
Yeah.
we're going to go with Madden. All right,
you.
very good. Okay. It's calculating.
Okay.
It's very exciting.
All right.
Oh, man.
No, what is it?
Oh, Lord. All right, Derek. You should be rooting for... Are you ready for this?
Oh,
because
God.
I don't know if you're ready for this.
I don't even think I'm ready.
The New England Patriots! Yeah!
After last year, I'd rather kill the New
Oh,
England
my
Patriots.
God.
That was a catch touchdown and they won. Steelers. No.
Oh, man.
No.
I think that is
I'm
just-
not rooting for them. You know what? I rooted against them in the Super Bowl.
This is not me.
Nick, this is you. I know you made this. You knew what I was going to say.
So my answers came up with Cleveland Browns.
I knew it. Go. Am I good at guessing? Ooh.
I don't know how. I mean, it's just like the random. These are such. I love doing these. We did this a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I love these little quizzes.
Yeah, we got to do another one at some point.
Yeah. I don't know how they come up with this.
Yeah.
I did one recently that was. I see this all the time on the Facebook. It's so stupid, but answer these questions and find out what your secret fantasy in the bedroom is.
Yeah.
Mine was you like to be watched.
Do you like to be watched?
No, not at all. Like that's the. But I mean, the questions.
I'll come over.
The questions are so far away.
Yeah.
From anything to do with that. I mean, it's like
How many kids do you want? 5.
Yeah, it's those kind of questions. So
you like to be watched.
You're like, how do they come up with this? And you got to think that there's some psychiatry student in college somewhere who is getting a stipend to come up with this crap.
I think it's like, remember those old paper fold-up toys, All right.
Yeah, right.
DEREK.
Love those
okay.
things.
All right. How many kids do you want? 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's peel it up. You're gay. Congratulations. You're not marrying anybody.
Like South Park, where they have they try to get that from the girls.
Oh, yeah.
The future.
They think it's a magic device. Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
man.
it worked that way, too. I
Yeah.
never knew how to fold them. I was always interested as a kid.
I did. I knew how to fold them.
God, you probably would. You were such a girl. You had pigtails and all that when you were a kid.
No, that was a big thing. Like, I don't know, 3rd grade maybe? Everybody had those stupid things.
I couldn't fold things in half, let alone that thing.
Did you ever do the paper football and the thing that you could, like, throw it, it would make the popping sound?
Yeah, I did that. I liked kicking the football, but I never knew how to fold the football. Other kids would do it.
We would play, like, fake baseball, and we would fold those things up, and then when we hit, you know, it'd pop.
Oh, no. I mean, I didn't do it like that.
Yep.
Usually the football through the, line your fingers up.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Field
goal. Did that too, yeah.
Yeah.
Got in a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Substitutes hated it.
Yeah, stupid teachers.
I know.
No, actually, teachers work very hard.
They do.
They deserve more money.
You know what? They marched. If we're going to do anything political, I will fight for this. In North Carolina, all the teachers essentially took a personal day, and they all went to Raleigh. They went to
recently?
The other day.
Really?
And they essentially marched for more pay and all that. I mean, dude, I know some teachers in North Carolina, and they get paid garbage, and they're expected to do so much. It's just like, dude, there's no, I mean, people are like, oh, well, they get summers off and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but they also got to grade papers when they're off the clock. So it evens out. Like,
and come up with a
lesson plan.
Lesson plan.
Yeah.
That's no easy feat,
It's
man.
not. It's not.
I have taught a couple of classes at work for my job, like what I do, and like for like team building and things like that. They'll have people teach little classes.
Yeah,
I've done that, and that is not an easy feat.
No.
I mean, you gotta, and that's just a one-off.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing a lesson plan that extends for 8 months.
I know. Well, yeah, it's like I teach at my job. I do a lot of training, and honestly, it's like, God, I couldn't imagine having to learn a completely new topic every week and teach that topic out. Like, you don't know everything. You got to go look it up and read it before you teach it.
And I mean, granted, each year it's kind of the same curriculum, but
if you're in the same role,
but totally new set of kids.
Yeah.
And whatever worked on the last set probably doesn't work on this one.
And then also have to consider new books, because, hey, we're wrong about everything in history, so like that stuff changes.
I'll never forget my favorite teacher in school. I mean, absolute favorite. She was my history teacher in middle school, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Miss Leonard, fantastic.
7th grade?
7th grade.
I got a 7th grade one. All right, you keep going.
She went to England every year with my literature teacher. Very, very just wise lady. She actually lived in my neighborhood for a while. And it was the funniest thing. The year after I had her in class, so she worked one more year and she retired. Yeah. And like I said, she was in my neighborhood, so we would, me and my friends would go up there a lot and just kind of say hey to her. She was so cool.
Yeah.
And we said, so why retire? You're like literally the best teacher in school. She's like, well, your class was so good, and the next class was so bad that they drove me to retirement.
Oh, wow.
She said, I've had the best.
Yeah.
She literally retired because she had the best class, and she said, I could see the downfall of kids.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have any part of it, so she retired.
Oh, my God. My favorite teacher, this one, I think he did the most for me. He was in 7th grade, and his name was Mr. Schneck. He was wrestling. He was big, like world champion wrestler, like, school wrestling.
Right, okay.
Not WWE. In case you were wondering. He was my language arts teacher, and he was just so cool. Like, he would come into class, he had great stories, he got me into Lord of the Rings. He gave me confidence in writing. Like, he gave us a creative project, and he said, just write, write whatever you want, but make it imaginative. It's like, okay, so I remember writing a story. It was a dream, but kind of like a paintball war, and I used characters from the class and wrote all that. And then he wrote this little note, Derek, this is the most imaginative thing you've written all year. I think this is amazing. You need to keep doing this.
Oh, nice.
And that was around the time where I started getting into poetry writing and lyric writing and, what have you. Still bad, but it was giving me the confidence to do it. And
that's what makes a good teacher.
I'm telling you. And I also learned that a lot is 2 words. You know why I know that? Nobody else in this world knows that. He said, if any of you write a lot as 1 word on your paper, I will fail you for the year. I said, okay. That's it. And forever forward.
Let me erase this.
A lot is 2 words. A lot. There you go.
Well, Derek, that about rounds up our show.
Yeah, that was fun.
This is a good show.
So, totheecho.com is where you can listen to the show. Of course, you can find more information about that. Patreon.com.
Come see our lovely animated characters.
That's right. Patreon.com/totheecho, which there's a link on our website. If you want to help donate, make our show bigger, better, so we can do this as a full-time job, get over there, donate thousands and thousands of dollars. We have Twitter, To The Echo Radio.
Yeah, To The Echo, at To The Echo Radio.
Yep. Spreaker.com
is our lovely host.
Yes.
Just search for To The Echo Radio Show.
That's right. What other?
Just Google.
Facebook.
And Google. I mean, we are on so many podcast websites like Podbay, Podcast.fm, Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iHeartRadio.
Of course, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, that's a big one there. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Give us a like. You can check us out also at YouTube.
Yep.
Just search To The Echo Radio Show.
We've had some amazing listens lately. I mean, we were up amongst the best. You know, Joe Rogan's like #1 in comedy, and we were up at #4 the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's excellent. You guys have been really helping us out. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so give us a like, give us a review.
Please review it. If you got something good to say, you know, if you got criticism, hey man, that's how we do it. How about you just write us an email, and why don't we handle the review to the side? You know, you can contact us on our website. You know, you don't have to tank our rank. But if you feel that's the only way you can communicate with us, just leave your rating. Just rate us. It helps. That helps us on the algorithm get up to the top and stay at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we do the show every Sunday and every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. So make sure to take a listen. We're going to go out with another one of Heather Whitney's songs.
Nice.
This one actually has a music video, so you can look this up. We tweeted it out, but go search on YouTube, Heather Whitney. The song is called Shut Up and Dance.
That's right. It's going to be on our blog tonight. Yep.
So, Derek, we're going to put this one on the blog because this is the music video.
Yep.
She wanted to change out the one we played earlier.
She wrote it.
Because she wrote the one earlier.
Right.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all her, and we hope you enjoy it. So we're going to shut up, and you can dance. It's been To The Echo Radio Show. I'm Nick O'Kelly.
I'm Derek Daisy.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.
Lines out the door, places hopping, good times are rolling, parties rocking. I'm getting hit with lots of pickup lines. All I could think in the back of my mind, shut up and dance, get in the groove. This ain't no time for talking, get your cowboy